Hey everyone, welcome to Racing Preview with me, Mark Fanning, and today we're going to preview a very special race, the 2000 Guineas at the Curragh. Before all that, I have a couple of races I want to take a look at, but if anything goes by yesterday, we're in for fantastic racing and of course drama. We seen the feature race yesterday, they got a new stakes. The winner going down in Stuart's room, Ben Cohn and Johnny Murtagh. But look, that was yesterday, this is today. We're going to kick off the first race, the €2 contest. I don't really have a selection in this, but there's a lot of money for the George Lyons newcomer, and take note. And we seen yesterday in those €2 races, we seen Adrian Murray combining with Wayne Lorden with a very impressive winner. The name escapes me at the minute, but he's very special, looked very special, and won the way the money suggested he would win yesterday. So he's one to definitely take note of yesterday's racing. But yeah, we're going to kick on, as I said. The first race, the €2 race, I'm not really going to preview. The first race that I like one in is the third race, the Johnny Murtagh run on Mashur. A winner of this race three years ago. And is a winner of a Group 3 around here as well. I think he's back down to a nice mark, and I think he's back down to a winning mark. I think he could give a great account of himself in one of those handicaps. You're going to get all those extra places, and I think he's around 8 or 10 to 1 at the minute, so I'm going to go with Mashur each way in the third. The very interesting Greenland Stakes, a Group 2 contest over the sprint course, and yeah, there's one that catches the eye here, of course. It's going to catch a lot of people's eyes. I'm not going to have a bet in the race. I'm just very interested to watch this lad coming from Australia. Aidan O'Brien combines here with Ryan Moore, Starboy, or Stormboy even, a son of Justify. Very interested to see what he does today. I'd imagine that the bigger picture is going to be Royal Ascot, but I can't wait to see this lad in the flesh today. And then, of course, the feature race, the 2000 Guineas, and this looks like a very hot contest. Feel the goal coming back here, looking for a bit of redemption after being second in the English version. We all seen what happened there. Look, I'm a big fan of Kieran Schumacher, but on the day just got it a little bit wrong. But there'll be no excuses today. The Curragh is probably one of the fairest tracks in the country, if not the fairest track in the country. So if we can get a clear run today, I think there'll be no excuses. And of course, Colin Keane knows the Curragh like the back of his hand. He's going to take the beating, going by what we've seen after the Craven, and of course finishing second in the 2000 UK Guineas. But I'm just willing to go each way with two in the race. I think that hot as hell for Jessica Harrington. The only thing is he hasn't had a run this year, but look, we know Jesse can get him ready. This lad finished off the season, an impeccable season actually, where after winning his maiden, after finishing fourth in debut, he won his maiden and was then unbeaten bar one run when he was second behind Henry Matisse at the Curragh. But he finished off the campaign last year, beating Delacroix by a nose in the Futurity, the Group 1 at Doncaster, and he's favourite now for the Derby. So I just think if this lad puts it together and comes back and look, if he doesn't, the only thing about it is not having to run this year, whereas a lot of his counterparts have. But look, we know Jessica Harrington is an absolute maestro, and look, there's no better man on board than Shane Foley. The other one that I think could run well at a price, I'm going to have to, after backing him at Royal Ascot, I'm going to brag at 80 to 1 is Rashabar. He won the Coventry, as I said, at a huge price, but he hasn't won since, but hasn't been disgraced. He's been second in 2 or 3 Group 1 since, and not beaten all that far. And I just think with a strongly run pace, which there'll be always a test in the Curragh, I think this lad could be there or thereabouts. And I think he could run a cracking race here for Brian Meehan and Sean Levy coming back over to the Irish shore. I think it's a cracking 2000 Guineas. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to come back later on tonight and do a review of it. And I'm also going to do a proper preview of all the racing for the 1000 Guineas Day at the Curragh. But yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what way Field of Gold getting a clear run and see what he does today. He could put in a very good performance. He could blow them all away. But I don't know. I think he still had enough time to pass the winner in Newmarket. Now, look, there's no doubt about it. He looked like he was probably the one coming out of the race that he said should have won. No problem admitting that. But I don't know. That's why I'm willing to take a chance. I think hot as hell, yeah. Going by it, was pointed out to me last night about his form, and I went down through it and I rewatched his runs and that. And the only thing is not having to run this season. But as I said, Jessica Harrington, one of the best in the game, and knows how to get one ready. So it'd be great to see her back at the Group 1 Classic table. So that is my 2,000 guineas preview, and as I said, I'll come back, do a proper review and a good in-depth preview for 1,000 guineas day, where I'll actually be at the Curragh tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that. So again, hit the like, hit the share, and I see you again very soon. Cheers, guys.